Welcome everyone to another episode of Time for BL, a podcast that reviews different boys' love projects from mediums such as movies, TV shows, comic books, and many more. On today's episode, I will be reviewing the 2007 film Shelter, starring Trevor Wright and Brad Rowe, and written and directed by Jonah Markovitz. The movie had a $500,000 budget, but only made about $150,000 at box office. Even though it was not a financial success, it did receive a GLAAD Award for Outstanding Film and other awards from smaller film festivals where it was shown. It also has an 85% audience rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Now, that's enough of the Wikipedia breakdown. I will let you know my views on the film while trying to keep this as spoiler-free as possible. I should also note that this movie has a R rating, so it may not be suitable for some viewers. Now, in the opening scene, we are introduced to Zach, played by Trevor Wright, a young man in his early 20s who lives with his older sister and her 5-year-old son. He has taken on a fatherly role to his nephew and has given up pretty much living his own life in order to give him a better one. Now, Zach's sister Jean, played by Tina Holmes, for the most part has handed over her parenting responsibilities to her brother and in a way has come to expect everyone to give up their activities so that she can party and hang out with her boyfriend Alan. Through character development, we learn that Zach had received scholarships to attend private school, but gave up on a college life after the death of his mother. One day, he goes to pick up one of his surfboards at his best friend Gabe's house and is greeted by Gabe's older brother, Sean, played by Brad Rowe, who is staying at the house until he can move into his apartment. The two go surfing, drink some beer, and act on feelings that may have been bubbling for a while. Of course, it would not be a drama without any drama. From Jean not being accepting of her brother and making the situation about herself and her problems, to Zach's on-again, off-again relationship with his girlfriend Tori, who wants a decision on their future, and Zach not being able to take what he wants and having an overall feeling that he is being pressured by Sean. The movie is also accompanied by a beautiful soundtrack with my personal favorite song performed by Shane Mack titled Lie to Me, which is played over a montage of Sean and Zach enjoying each other's company and falling in love. In some cases, I find montages kind of annoying and boring, but in this case, I enjoyed the moment, and for a movie with a limited budget, it is an effective storytelling tool. Now, if you love dramas with a happy ending, then Shelter is for you. If you feel this doesn't belong under the boys' love category, I will have to respectfully disagree. Honestly, comparing this movie to another movie that became very popular because it had a larger budget and bigger named actors that was released in the year 2005, I would say Shelter is significantly the better of the two. I will eventually do a review of the other movie and you will see what my biggest gripe is, but let's focus on Shelter for the moment. This was about Zach learning that he can have a life where he can be happy. For most of his life, he felt stuck, but now he has found joy and freedom. And it does have to do with Sean pushing him to just wanting more for himself. The movie is available for as low as $3 to rent on YouTube, Amazon Video, and many streaming services. And I would say it's worth it, especially if you prefer movies that don't spend 2 hours portraying being gay as a lonely, depressing road. Sometimes a movie just needs to leave you feeling uplifted about what you want to do with your life, and this movie does that. I give this a solid 8 out of 10, and I believe it is worth a view or two. I also think a great documentary to pair with this movie would be Out in the Lineup. It talks about how homosexuality is viewed in the surfing world and the people who are ready to come out of the shadows and move towards a more accepting surf culture. I will not be doing a review of the documentary as my main focus is fiction, but I did want to suggest this to you for your viewing pleasure as well. I hope you take your time to watch it and enjoy. Don't forget to take some time to follow me on Instagram at Time4BL for updates on what will be happening on the podcast. And remember, we are available on Spotify and Anchor for your listening pleasure. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and next time, let's see what will I be reviewing. If you have any suggestions, send me a message or leave a comment on Instagram, and we can introduce each other to some new titles. My name is JD Young, and I hope you can continue to make some time for BL.